welcome to yet another edition of Kiri... Whoa! Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Storytime with Kiri Kennedy. Today's writings, today's stories, I'm putting together with a theme. So I recently really went through everything and sort of grouped them together. And what I'm going to present to you today is, well, American history, according to Kiri Kennedy from the first grade and I believe the fourth grade. So, let's dive in and learn a little bit about American history. Sound like a good idea? Sounds like a great idea to me. Alright, so we're going to start in chronological order as far as me, not the actual events, but you can see how my knowledge and sophistication grew as I learned more about American history. So, first, we're going to look at Christopher Columbus. So, you can see that he's riding or sailing the Santa Maria. Look at that. It's beautiful. Christopher Columbus was a sailor. There it is. Now, this was before, obviously, I learned anything about what Christopher Columbus really did, and it's not a lie. I mean, he was a sailor. He sailed the ships, the Santa Maria, his fourth least known ship. I'm not quite sure why they're wearing Santa hats, but it does look like they're wearing Santa hats. Who knows? So there you go. Christopher Columbus was a sailor. All right, now, I'm going to read them first and then show you the picture because I think it just works better that way. So this is a little bit about the Pilgrims. The Pilgrims left England and went to Holland, which I don't think is correct. I don't think the Pilgrims went to Holland. I mean, maybe they did, and I wasn't aware, but I do think that the Pilgrims came to America for religious freedom from England. I got one part of it right. And they had really poorly built ships. I mean, look at that. That is just not, it's just not a good ship. I just don't like it. Oh, can you see it? Yeah? Great. So the Pilgrims went to Holland. This one here is one of my favorites. So a little bit about our 16th president, Mr. Abraham Lincoln, President Abraham Lincoln. Let's learn a little bit about Mr. Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln was our 16th president. He freed the slaves. When his mother died, he cried, and cried. But his daddy married someone else. She was very nice. But he wanted to be a lawyer. He got shot in the head. That's a fine report. And there, you can see there's Mr. Lincoln and what I imagine is a cannon. Yes, we can all talk about how it doesn't quite look like a cannon, but I know that I was trying to make a cannon. That's Ford's Theater. Okay, that makes sense. So they're watching the play, and then... Oh! Taboom! Did you see that? Taboom! So, according to that, the major events in Lincoln's life is that, he got shot in the head. His mother died. His father remarried. Sounds like he really didn't want to be president at all from that. He wanted to be a lawyer. He was a lawyer. Some really great historical facts about Mr. Abraham Lincoln in that. All right. What is next? Oh, delightful. Here's a poem dated May 5th, 1986, by Kiri, spelled with a Y, called Miss Liberty. Now, this is not really American history, but it sort of fit into the theme, so I just let it go. Miss Liberty. Miss Liberty, Miss Liberty, you stand straight and tall, welcoming people with a smile that belongs to one and all. Miss Liberty, we love you true, because you are a symbol of the red, white, and blue. There is no picture, although to be fair, I did spell true wrong. We love you, Great. All right. Hope you're all learning a lot about history. And here is a report, I don't know when this is from, on Laura Ingalls Wilder. In 1867, in a tiny log cabin, Laura Elizabeth Ingalls was born to Ma and Pa Ingalls. That was their official name. From a little house in the big woods to a giant farmhouse. Fragment. That's it. That's the whole sentence. From a little house in the big woods to a giant farmhouse. Period. Laura's sisters were Mary, Carrie, and Jack the Bulldog. I don't feel like Jack the Bulldog was one of her sisters, but there we go. When Laura was about 6, she had an enemy, Nellie, a rich girl and a snob. Years later, Laura married a young man, seriously, there's a D there, a young man, Almanzo, forgot the N. One day in 1930, Laura sat down to write. She used a pencil and an old-school tablet. She wrote on both sides of the paper so she wouldn't waste it. Now see, when I say she wrote on an old-school tablet, I was thinking a slate, but I guess that must mean a tablet of paper, sure. Laura and her husband ran a chicken and dairy farm. She was 63 when she started to write. See, so it's not too late for me. I could still be an author and fulfill my dreams. Her first novel, Little House in the Big Woods, was published in 1932. Next came Farmer Boy, was about her husband's boyhood. I'm reading this verbatim, as you all know. Then Laura wrote Little on the Prairie, which, spelled like the cackly evil witch, was about Laura and family going cross-country to get a place to settle. Published, there's a list. Little House in the Big Wood, 1932. Farmer Boy, 1933. Little House on the Prairie, 1935. On the Banks of Plum Creek, 1937. By the Shores of Silver Lake, 1939. These Happy Golden Years, 1943. In the mid-70s, a popular U.S. show began based on her stories. Almanzo died in 1944. Laura died in Mansfield, Missouri on January 10th, 1957. Now, I watched the TV show. I was a huge fan of the TV show, and my sister owned all of the books. I don't know that I ever actually completely read one of those books, so I feel like a lot of this was me just looking up shit, slapping it down on paper, and taking the knowledge that I had from the TV show. I know that the Ingalls parents were not named Ma and Pa. I mean, they call them by their first names in the show. I don't know why I didn't. It's fine. All right, so Laura Ingalls Wilder. Let's all be inspired. I could still be an author. I still have time. I'm not dead yet. Last but not least, this is an essay that I wrote on January 19th. It does not say, it's in cursive. I might have been in 5th grade. Apparently, clarity, supporting details, and spelling was why I wrote this essay, but this essay is entitled America, the Land of Opportunity? Exclamation point, question mark. Streets paved with gold. America, the land of opportunity. Thousands of people used to flock here believing these fantasies. Are they true today? Americans do live up to this regal title in some ways. Regal title? But in other ways, shame is brought to it. No longer can people fantasize about living in our dream houses unless they have a ton of cash. More and more homeless people live on the streets because of high-priced real estate and fewer available jobs. Without the jobs, how can they afford to live in even the most dilapidated apartment? Even the measly rent is too high. The tearing down of factories and bankruptcy of companies leaves many people out of jobs with a family to support. But there are some good points. Thank God. Being a different race or sex doesn't affect the chance of getting a well-paying job like it used to. Sure. Now that everyone can get jobs, even a housewife can get a job to help support her family. Oh my God, even a housewife? Yes, we were the land of opportunity. What about now? If opportunity knocks once, will it ever knock again? Wow. I'm just going to let that one lie. That was the last one of my history series. So if you enjoyed that, please hit the subscribe button. Subscribe so you can hear more of these wonderful stories. And let's take it out with a little patriotic hymn played by my boyfriend Chris. He's not physically here right now, but I'm gonna like insert it in the editing. Maybe do like a wavy flag or something. Just God bless America, the land of opportunity.